Hey travelers, I thank you for being here. My name is Ronell Perry. I run Afro Buenaventura Transformative Travels, and Happy New Year. So what I do here at Afro Buenaventura is I curate culturally immersive travel experiences to destinations in Afro Latin America. That means communities that are black people that live in Latin America and maintain a Latin heritage and Latin culture. And so on today's focus, I really want to talk about 2019 and travel goals. You know, everybody uses hashtag travel goals. What does that mean? Really, what is a travel goal? How can you identify what your travel goals can be? And then what actions do you need to make sure that you can achieve those travel goals? Because I really think that, you know, once you vocalize and express exactly what you want from the year in terms of travel, you can make that happen. And so welcome to today's conversation about setting your 2019 travel goals. I've created an amazing worksheet. It's called the Travel Vision 2019. You can get access to it for free at afrobuenaventura.com/vision. And you can go ahead and print that out, and you can use it to guide yourself on your journey in 2019 and really identifying what you want to do as far as travel and what you need to do to make that happen. So go ahead and get that free travel vision worksheet. And today we're going to talk about really understanding what your motivation for travel is and what actions you need to get there. Also, if you stay to the very end, I'm going to be giving you all a very cool gift to welcome you to 2019 and traveling with Afro Buenaventura. So let's start and go ahead and talk about a vision. What do you want your travel vision to look like for 2019? Hi Bricks, I just want to welcome you. Thank you for being here. Hey Dibbler88. What is your vision for 2019 in terms of travel? So, you know, a lot of folks go to vision board parties. A lot of folks talk about resolutions. What I want you to do is to list out and identify your top 2 to 3 destinations. So I would do it like this. Make two of those to be very doable, like, you know, easy destinations that you maybe have been to, that you know are relatively affordable, they can fit in your budget. Those are 2. And then make one of them a stretch goal, a stretch vision. So some place that you've never been to, some place that you may not be able to afford right now. Make that a stretch. And then over the year, keep tabs on that and always vision you being in that place and then understanding what you need to do to make that happen. So I would say include it in a vision board, and before you spend money, think about that place. Think about the money that you might be spending on something you may not need, and think about how you can maybe divert that money to reach one of your travel goals. And make sure that you're reminded of it on your way to work. This is what you're hustling for during the year, to make sure that you can go to one of the 3 places that you've identified as your travel goals. When I travel, I really find it helpful to understand what my travel intention is. Sometimes I go places to relax. Sometimes I go places to do things I've never done before, for a recreational reason. So set your intention. And I would say, just don't say, I want to go to Mexico, I want to go to Bermuda, but why do you want to go to Mexico specifically? Why do you want to go to Bermuda specifically? I had a client recently that was in Cuba. One of her intentions was to increase her capacity to speak Spanish. So every single day she used Spanish as we were moving around Havana in Cuba. So I think once you understand really why you want to be in a place, why you want to go to a place, that can really motivate you to work towards that goal and really help you understand the value that you're going to get out of traveling. So set your travel intention. What do you want to get out of it? Maybe you want to practice a new language. Maybe you want to do a sport in the new places you've never been. Maybe you want to catch some waves in Honolulu where, you know, there's some unique waves or something. Do something and really identify why you want to do it. Or maybe you want to get first-hand experience doing something that you've never done before. So make sure you not only identify your top 2 to 3 places that you want to go to, but you also set a travel intention. The reason why you want to go to that place, the reason why you want to travel to that specific destination, and really the value that you're going to get out of it. I think a lot of people travel without really understanding the value that they want to get out of it. When you get home, you should feel like, yes, I spent such and such amount of money and I feel better. I feel different than I did before I left. I spent money and it was well worth it. So understanding the value and the intention is really important when you travel, so that all of your trips are really worthwhile and you feel like you didn't waste your money, you didn't waste your time, because all those things are very important. You can't get them back. So let's talk about really, we've talked about kind of like the high idea of how do you, identify what you want to do and why you want to do it. But let's talk about really the practical tips. Sometimes I talk to folks who want to go and they might not have a passport. So I think one thing that you need to do is really start to do the research about what it will take. Hey, Social Butterfly, thanks for joining. Do the research that it takes to find out what will be required for you to go to these destinations. So before I even book a flight or before I do anything, I set out, these are the top 3 places I want to go. Then I start to go to like Google Flights or Priceline, and I price things out and I bookmark them or get notifications sent to myself. So I'm scouting flights, I'm scouting accommodations. Sometimes I create Airbnb wish lists of places that I want to go, just so that it's in my mind. I'm taking that first step to actually realizing and doing it. And I'm also being aware of how much it's going to cost. So this kind of planning and keeping it in your mind is really helpful when you're trying to figure out what practical steps you need to do to actually achieve your travel goals. All right, Dupe Conqueror, thanks. I see you just filled out that passport form. Good luck. I think you're going to get it. I think you did it at the right time because, as you know, the political landscape is really getting crazy. So go ahead and get that passport. And also, I would also recommend to you to get the passport ID. You can use that when you're traveling around and you don't want to take your passport, which is really coveted. You might want to keep that in your hotel or in a safe place, and you can just take your passport ID, and that can serve as your passport when you're walking around in a place you're unfamiliar with. So it's really helpful. All right, so get your passport, get it, obtain it or renew it. I would say get an understanding of the local culture, the language, the food, the political climate before you go anywhere. Look to see what kind of government they have. Look to see what kind of political climate and safety issues there might be. Look to see what kind of food they have. Maybe you're vegan, maybe you have food allergies. You need to understand really what are you going to be eating and how you're going to manage that on the ground. Also look at the local culture. If you go to Dubai and you're a woman, you may not want to dress a particular way because in Dubai they have regulations about how you can dress or what you can do out in public. So really be aware of that. I think we have to move as really knowledgeable, intellectual people as travelers, representing ourselves and being really respectful of the local climate, regardless of our personal beliefs. So do that research. It can really put you on a good footing to be a next level traveler. That's somebody who's really informed about where they're going and really aware of the culture and the local systems that you might need to adhere to. So do those practical things. Do your research. 2, set a budget and save towards it. I really believe in starting a travel fund. I think you're at the top of the year, go to a local bank, put $100 in there. And I would even recommend getting direct deposits to that account that's separate from your checking account that you pay your bills out of. It's second from the account that you go shopping with. Have a travel fund so that you can slowly be accruing the money that you need to reach your travel goals. If you're really committed to traveling, you need to be able to set aside that money, understanding that this is the money you're going to use specifically to travel and reach those goals. Hi, my little great trip. Thanks for joining. We're talking about setting your 2019 travel goals. And just to recap, we've said step 1 is to create a vision. List your top 2 to 3 destinations. Keep those in mind. I would say 2 of those destinations could be something really doable, really affordable. Your 3rd destination, make that a stretch goal. Make that someplace you've never been. Make that someplace where you may not be able to afford it right now, but a stretch so you can always be achieving and keeping in mind the actions that you need to get to that place. I would say also we talked about setting your travel intention, the why you want to go to a place and what are you doing there, and then the value you want to get out of it. And as far as practical steps, we talked about doing your research, scouting those flights, scouting those locations, scouting hotels and Airbnbs, making sure that you're aware of what's available there, and so you can take those steps to making it a realization. And then we're talking about setting a budget. So I recommend that you open up a second account that you're not paying your regular bills out of. It's specifically just a travel fund. And you know the good thing is, if you have a birthday coming up or any other occasion that people want to give you gifts, say, hey, contribute to my travel fund rather than giving me a gift. Contribute to my travel fund. Pay into this travel fund that I'm going to use to reach my travel goals for 2019. And also get direct deposits. I would also say for a lot of folks who work in corporate America, get your PTO in order. Some people can't just call off, or some people don't have PTO, but for everybody who does, be frugal about taking time off of work for things that you really hadn't planned for. So if you're planning for this trip, you're going to say, okay, I want this trip to be 7 days. That way I need to have 7 days of PTO. And save up your PTO for that goal of reaching your travel goal and having a trip where you don't have to worry about being on call. You don't have to worry about not getting paid. Get your PTO together. Don't waste it on sick days when you're not really sick. Don't waste it on hanging out at home if you're not really. So accrue your PTO throughout the year and save it specifically for meeting your travel goals. I also think that another great tip is to travel on 3-day weekends. That's also often what I do. So I might leave on a Friday, but I don't have to come back until Monday. I think that's a really great way. You don't even have to use your PTO for that because you're already off. So really think about it in that way. My last tip is to connect with other travelers. There's an incredible movement of folks online, on Facebook, on Instagram that I've connected with, and that's really helped to heighten my travel awareness and my ability to be able to move and get insider tips. So go on Facebook. There's lots of travel groups out there you can join in, and people are having conversations about flight deals. They're having conversations about culture. They're having conversations about recommendations. Connect with other travelers, experienced travelers or not, that can really help take your travel to the next level and kind of be your ear to the ground when there's something happening in the travel environment and tourism that you need to be aware of, whether it be new regulations about immigration and visas, or whether it just be a cool opportunity to travel for a low price at a specific time of the year. Make sure you connect with those folks on Facebook, on Instagram. There's IG hashtags. One of them that I really appreciate and follow a lot is Black Travel Movement. And also, not only can those people be a resource, but they can also just be inspiration. If you follow folks who have these amazing travel experiences, they can inspire you to get to that level. And maybe you can DM them and say, hey, how did you make this happen for you? What do I need to be aware of if I'm trying to plan a trip that's similar to that, you know? Not only do they have cool photos, but they can also help you with the practical issues. And I would also say, share your travel goals with other people. So you have friends that go to brunch with, say, hey, I'm doing this travel goal for this year. My travel goal is to do this. Not only will they probably be interested and you can help them understand what you're working toward, but they can help hold you accountable. You know, they can ask you, hey, are you saving that money? Are you, looking at flights? Maybe they see a flight that might be where you're going is cheap. They can email it to you. Just so you can make people aware of that goal. They can help you with it. They can help you maintain accountability. And also, they might be open to sharing their tips with you. So let's talk about Afro Buenaventura Transformative Travel, the company that I own. How can I help you reach your travel goals in 2019? One, go ahead and go to afrobuenaventura.com/vision and download the free Travel Vision 2019 worksheet. You can also just tap in the link in my bio and tap free download. It's going to be right there available for you. You don't have to pay anything. It's free. I designed it for you. afrobuenaventura.com/vision. Also, this year last year in 2018, I had 3 amazing trips. One to Mexico, one to Colombia, and then one to Cuba recently. I'm doing 2 trips this year. One of them is to Cartagena and Barranquilla. We're going to see the Black identity and culture as it is in Cartagena right now, specifically a community called San Basilio de Palenque. They can trace their roots back to Africa. And also, we're going to be there during Carnival. If you know about Carnival in Brazil, then you know that it's a big thing. Well, the Carnival in Barranquilla is the 2nd largest in the world, and we're going to be there. So if you're interested in joining me, go ahead and tap the link in my bio and tap Cartagena and Barranquilla, or you can go to afrobuenaventura.com/Cartagena. That trip is going to be February 26th through March 4th. And also last year I did Afro-Cuba 101. It was an immersive cultural experience to Havana that really put us in contact with Black Cubans and their culture, their spirituality, their identity. We're doing it again in 2019. It's going to take place July 18th through 25th. In Havana. Right now I have registration open and there's a special early bird discount available through January 16th. That's Afro-Cuba 101, an immersive cultural experience like no other that you can get no other place. I'm offering it this year, July 18th through 25th. You can check the pricing, and also you can get early bird discounts if you register with me before January 16th. I have installment plans, or you can pay the full payment as well. If you have any questions, let me know. That's afrobuenaventura.com/Cuba, or you can just tap the link in my bio and tap Cuba 2019. Now to the secret gift that I was telling you all about. If you go right now to one of my trips and you register for one of my trips to either Colombia or Cuba, you can get not only early bird discount, but on top of that, I'm offering you $100 off of your registration for any installment plan. And to get that $100 off the already discounted early bird pricing, use the coupon code VISION 2019. That's VISION 2019. If you go to my page, afrobuenaventura.com, look at any of the trips that I'm offering, click on registration, do an installment plan, and you can get $100 off of the early bird pricing for Afro-Cuba 101 and for my trip to Cartagena in February if you use the coupon code VISION 2019. All right, so anybody have any questions for me about Cuba, about Cartagena, about setting your travel vision for 2019? Remember, I talked about this amazing free worksheet that I have available for you. If you tap the link in my bio and tap free download, you can get that. Evolve Benson, we're about to wrap up, but I'm offering a free travel vision worksheet. If you tap the link in my bio and tap free download, it's a worksheet that's going to help you identify what your travel goals are for 2019 and also how to take actionable steps toward them. Hi, Philly Born. And I also just let them know that for watching this video, not only do you get free access to that download, but you're going to get $100 off of any trip that you register for this year using the installment payment plan if you use the coupon code VISION 2019. That's all caps VISION 2019. Tips for saving. So I did talk about that, Evolve. What I would recommend and what I did recommend to the folks is that you set up a travel fund. That's a separate account that you don't pay any bills out of. You don't go shopping on it, specifically to pay for your travel goals. Set up a travel fund, get direct deposit, however big or small you want from your employer. Get a direct deposit to that account. And also when it's time for your birthday, when it's time for anniversaries, when it's time for whatever, and folks want to give you gifts, say, hey, don't give me a physical gift. How about you make a contribution to my travel fund? Use that travel fund specifically for travel. Ask folks to make contributions for it, and that's my goal for saving for travel. So direct deposit in a separate account, ask for folks gifts in form of monetary donations to your travel fund. That is how you can save for your trip and make sure that it goes specifically to reaching your travel goals. Hey, make a contribution to my travel fund too. You know, a lot of folks are using these donation sites like on Facebook. They use like this donation thing. Set up one of those. Set up a GoFundMe. Tell the story of why you want to go. Tell your travel intention. Tell folks why, you know, sending you to this place will be beneficial to you. That's really how to make it happen. Give them your Cash App. If folks want to give you stuff that you might even use, you know, why not just give you a monetary donation to your travel fund and make that happen? Any other questions? All right, thanks for joining this conversation about setting your travel goals for 2019. Remember, everyone watching this can get $100 off of any installment plan for any trip that I'm hosting this year. For the next week, I think it's available by using the coupon code VISION 2019. Also, you can get the free download of the Travel Vision 2019 worksheet if you go to afrobuenaventura.com/vision, or if you tap on the link in my bio and tap free download. If there are no other questions, I will talk to you later. Thank you so much, guys. I look forward to traveling with you in 2019. Adios.